Welcome to episode 1 of season 4 of Surviving Nairobi. Kama kawaida, it's your boy Hafare, aka Mr. Caramel Milkshake, aka Mr. Shamra Shamra, aka Mr. Fly Your Girl Out, aka Mr. Sherehe ni Ibada, aka Mr. Good in Any Element, aka Mr. Final Speech. And for this season, it's your brand new sugar daddy.
Hey!
Kama kawaida, niko na my girl.
Pressure! What's poppin', everybody? This is DJ Ivy. Ivy, friends of the podcast. I'm so glad we're here again. It's been a while.
Season 4.
Season 4,
Yeah.
half of my lucky number. And I'm excited, yeah. And we have amazing guests, as you can see. Visually pleasing and...
Wanakaa tu vizuri.
As in wanakaa vizuri
Wanakaa
mpaka
wanakaa poa mazi, wanakaa poa.
Situache
Tuache tu podcast. Ndio si episode.
Drip is constant.
Hey, the drip is constant. So, ladies first.
Hi, my name is Waguthi, and I have just been roped into doing this, and I'm really excited. So yeah, friend of a podcast.
Yeah.
Hi guys, this is MGM, DJ, interior designer. This is me. Thank you for having me here.
Superstar DJ. Come on.
But
Fun
okay.
fact. Ngoja.
Humility,
Fun fact.
humility.
Mi na MGM tuko na history ya sijui tangu 20 ngapi when people
It's
are
true,
not
it's
fucking
true.
with Afro House.
It's
Ebu
true,
tell
it's true,
them.
it's true. Hey, tumetoka mbali.
Like 7 years, man.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
story
it's
for
true.
another day. So,
So before tuanze topic ya this ya leo, you know we've been off for like what? 2 months now?
yeah, 2
So
months.
niambie, like hata for the guests.
A month,
What did you
actually.
do? No, we finished in like November.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
So what did you do like in the off season, in the holidays? Ulifanya nini?
The most gigs a lot. For those who've been following my journey through the podcast, the growth has been real. And for me, yani imekuwa sherehe enyewe imefika point imebidi ichukue hasira because what the hell was that? Because 2020 December ilikuwa a whole big ass
Kia
party.
December.
But that's a good thing, though.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's true, it's true.
Yeah, and yeah, other than that, nimekuwa tu nikichill.
Hivi ako booked and busy.
Also that.
Si lazima kuja podcast kumuona. Mimi unajua mimi huwezi niona outside this space.
Which is like the 2021 motto. You should just be booked and busy.
Right.
Get your coinage.
Get your
Manze,
Your coinage.
get your coin
take
and
it,
move.
take it, take it.
Yeah.
Fly us out. Mr. Fly your girl.
Hey.
Oh, that's the thing. I have to know your boyfriend first.
Ooh, okay.
Ndio nimwambie I'm flying your girl out.
What if he's
I
not
emasculate him.
existent? Ah.
Hey,
There's a
Well,
there's a
hawezi
whole
thousand
aspect of
conditions.
power
hawezi
involved.
kosana.
There's a whole aspect of power
Ni
involved.
kunegotiate.
Hawezi kosana.
I'm not gonna fly you out if there's nobody who's gonna feel bad that I flew you out. Logically.
That's the point.
okay.
Niggers. Niggers.
Boss moves.
So yeah, tuambieni.
For me, the holiday was literally just a holiday. Like, I just chilled the whole holiday. Sleeping, eating. I went on vacations. And that was it. Like, literally a holiday.
Vacations.
Yeah.
Vacations. Wow.
Poleni, sister
God
Lee.
when.
We are sorry.
Hey,
God
God's favorite
when.
child.
We are
God,
sorry.
How does it feel?
It feels amazing. I'm not going to lie.
I can imagine.
That's nice. That's
Unajua wengine
nice.
wetu kwenda the other side of Nairobi ni vacation. Unaenda Paradise Lost unaona maji unafurahia.
I mean, technically,
Because kuna majironga.
Una maji kutoka msi.
if you live along Mombasa Road with that traffic, basically you're on vacation. By the time you get home, you're tired. So
Right.
that's a vacation. Any road trip.
Yenyewe.
So that's a vacation.
Me personally, basically mimi nilikuwa namumunya konyagi kama Kamagera. That's all I did during the off season.
Kinywaji
Nilikuwa
safi.
najibamba tu. Kinywaji safi.
Kuna bie hapa brand ambassador wa kinywaji safi sitamtaja. Anajijua.
Kinywaji safi
Anajitambua.
sana. Nilikuwa tu as in basically
Kinywaji safi.
it just venye umesema kupiga tu sherehe. December ilikuwa hatari.
MGM kulikuwa
December.
Ilikuwa venye tu umesema it was just one.
December kama ilikuwa na
muda.
COVID. Tulipiga sherehe hivyo na COVID kama ingekuwa.
Hivyo. And it was week in, week out. Week in, week out.
And every club was full. So, and guys will think Nairobians don't have money, but like every club was full in December. So,
Unaona January hata kama imekuwa January.
Even
It's not even
January.
a January. It's not even the normal
It's not-
January.
I'm telling you, January is like December part B.
Yeah, it's like December part B.
tape
Watu
two.
walikasirika.
you thought
The
it was
big part of
over.
it.
December 41st. Watu bado wako sherehe.
Ndio sasa.
Because
Like-
like from Wednesday all the way to the weekend, clubs are full.
Watu wanadansa
Monday.
mapiano.
There's an event every Monday, like
Yeah.
every Monday, every Tuesday, till Friday, till Sunday.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Because the period before that was really shitty. Guys were going
That's
nuts inside the house.
Yeah.
You realize that utaki kuwekwa hostage in your own home unless you decide, it has to be under your own terms. but sasa right now that guys are free. Kwanza December kumekuwa sherehe na kuja kuwa na cases za COVID. Ama ni mimi niko nyuma? I'm not
think
up to date.
kuna mtu ameniambia ati sijui jana kuna cases zimeannouncewa.
No, I think the prevalence rate
stopped,
dropped,
though.
but I think the
They
prevalence...
stopped announcing. Ama?
Do they
No,
stop
they
announcing?
they
Are they
still do
still?
periodically, I think, but I think the prevalence rate really dropped. Because I remember...
At this point, who even knows? Because we already know the numbers are forged. So,
Right.
They dropped
Also that.
already. Yeah.
Alafu
like, what is what? You don't even know what is going on in
tangu
this country.
government
We just
fulani
use it.
wanyimwe pesa na watu fulani hawajakuwa wakifanya vitu fulani. Don't quote me.
No, got you. But anyway, sasa, getting on to the theme of the episode today.
Right.
December, watu walikuwa na their cathartic release ya sherehe. And now it's a new year. And with each new year inakaming na new goals and resolutions. And that's honestly, that's the best way to start the year. Siku ya kwanza, January 1st unajiandikia, if you have a journal or maybe you keep a mental note, oh, this year I'm going to try to achieve this. So the first thing I'm going to ask, do you guys have any goals or resolutions for the year?
And then I guess.
Of course, it's always the guest. Si sauti yetu watu wamechoka kusikia.
Okay. Definitely goals and resolutions are important to have. Not necessarily at January. Even at the end of December, you can just say, Manze, next year, this is what I want to do. This is what I did in 2020, and this is what I want to improve on. So, like for me, I'll just keep it short. 2020 has been a year which imekuwa tu gigs, booking. Now, my goals for this year is to at least have my own gig. Instead of me being booked, now I curate the event myself. So that's my goal for this year.
Hiyo inakaa form
Ni
legit.
kubwa na ni
Tutakuja.
challenging na ni poa. Mi
Tutakuja.
nataka hizo
Tutakuwa
challenges. That's-
front and center.
Love to
Firimbi.
see it.
Yeah, so that's
Nambia,
yeah,
oh, good.
that's my goal.
Okay, that's a very good goal actually, and I'm really happy that you and Ivy are having gigs in this really terrible time. For me, I feel like 2020 for me was really good because a lot of businesses moved digital, which means more work for me because I work in that sector. So, which is why I was able to go on vacations randomly.
So nipeleke next
Just
time.
saying. But I really want to have more income streams. I feel like last year I had so many things I was doing, but I wasn't really. It's not something that was intentional because those are things that found me within my space of work. So I just took them on because it's something that I was doing anyway. So I feel like this year I want to be more intentional about the work that I pick and hopefully get into radio. So yeah,
Yes, look at you.
Hey.
I know.
So what's your podcast? It's a good way to start.
We'll see. I'm gathering up courage. So yeah,
This is step one. So yeah, you.
this
Yeah,
is step
this is,
one.
Yeah.
this is step
You're
one.
It's a
doing
very big step
amazing.
because it was
Unatoka
very
hapa and you're
random.
like, yo, this is I can do this.
Yeah.
Then you do it,
I hope so.
and then you get signed.
Kids, najua I'm gonna
Go for it.
Whether anytime you feel like you want to practice or like you're welcome to the podcast.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thing, yeah.
Thank
You
you
can
very
be a
much. Chill by the
regular, yeah. Or like even like be a regular guest
Yeah.
and just speak
Ooh,
and like
I can do that?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you don't have to apply? Oh wow.
Apply. Hey,
God,
manze,
well.
this is
I
guy-
already know people here, so yeah.
Yeah.
See, we've literally had episodes with people in the next room like where tunaongea nini.
Wow.
There are times where
Yeah.
kuna siku zingine.
But like that's the beauty of a podcast. Like you can
Yeah,
just
yeah,
go with the
yeah.
flow as opposed to
Yeah.
mainstream radio, which you have to plan.
Right.
Yeah, you have to. So it's a beauty of a podcast. It's raw, it's nice, it's interesting, it's fun, it's
Yeah.
relatable. So yeah, good.
And the thing about content is people expect it. So we might be planning an episode, you have guests lined up. Last minute guest ana. I'm not coming.
And yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, you can't do shit about
You can't
it.
do mko hapo, you had a whole episode planned for around this guy or girl with all these questions ndio, and then umse akuji. So tunaishia tunatafuta mtu oye kuja.
Oya, come in.
That's like the equivalent of when like a girl tells, like you text a guy who's been anticipating you, like, wow, you're gonna hate me for this.
How many times? Actually, oh my god, you're not gonna believe what
You're
just
not gonna
happened.
believe it, Akiwishi.
The lies.
Are you mad?
Inakwanga uongo. It's always a lie.
Imagine my eldest cousin has just passed away. Like I'm so sad right now. I can't.
Imagine kuna exam nini kesho.
Niulize meua kazi wangapi fictionally?
Mimi sijaua,
Me, I've never killed a cousin.
but nimepata emergencies mara kadhaa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ngoja ile siku the girl who cried wolf. Ngoja ile siku utapata emergency.
But that's the thing, you'll never lack a guy to come to your rescue when you're
Right.
Wanaume ni sims.
Niggers are cheap.
Ivy
Whether
nikuuze.
it's true, niggas are very
Nikuuze.
cheap.
Muuze. toboa siri hii ni patanisho
Kuna siku fulani
Ivy alikuwa pali fulani fulani
alikuwa
nitakuslipia kanota hapa chini.
tuma Mpesa.
Safari, what's your
cheza
goal?
chini.
What are your goals for
my
the
goal actually when amesema is to be very intentional this year. That's one thing with the content we put out, with that other thing I'm doing
Yeah.
that bado watu wajui, and to grow professionally, and also as a person to become better, because you can always be better. That's the thing. There is no perfect human being. You can always improve yourself in many ways. So just to be better, I don't want to go into specifics that nataka sijui kufanya na nini, just because you'll know over time if you're becoming a better person. To pole pole tu. It's a gradual change, and just want to appreciate every moment when you're tunaendelea.
right.
But yeah, I don't have like major goals evo. Mine are very vague because the end goal is important. How we get there, ni mita figure out. But to be very intentional with the content, especially this show, we
Yeah.
to grow.
Man, yeah.
So yeah, in fact, on season ni 10 episodes, ni 16, giving the people what they want.
Yeah.
People have been asking us
For more episodes.
for more episodes. Why
But,
is it so short?
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for the responsibility of all that work that is gonna come with?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
recorded about like 30 episodes, so I feel like at this point, ni just making sure the content keep up the same standard.
So you're upping your game.
Yeah.
Of course,
Doing it better.
we are scaling
intentionally.
up, being as ambitious as we can.
Right.
Which is a good
Definitely,
thing.
definitely.
Well,
Tuambie.
hey, goals zangu, I feel like just like you said, being consistent with content, putting out more passion driven content for me, and the major, like the X factor of my goals is like I want to have a project out, like a music project. Could be an EP, could be an album. Yeah, because it came from when I did the Bad Manners piano edit, and like the feedback was beyond amazing. Like from DJs, from people who are not DJs, people who never used to listen to my piano, and it was like wow, because I've always been asking myself, I've always been like, I want to do music, I want to produce music. So that was like, okay, this, you wanted a sign, this is the sign. So yeah, hopefully, I don't know, maybe media, I'll have something out. No pressure. But yeah, once I have that out, I know the rest will just unfold. But that's my biggest goal of the year. And other than that, I just want to keep doing gigs. And the other projects that I'll be putting out will be very, very passion driven. Like there's some things I'll be putting out, you're like, Ivy, what the hell are you doing? This is something I've been thinking about for years. So just let me do it because I want to do it.
You've watched Nini, this movie Field of Dreams?
No.
No.
It's a baseball movie. It's really good. You should watch it. Near Tom Hanks. So
It's
basically,
like a TBT movie, like a Kitambo movie.
Yeah, it's like
I
a
think I
Kitambo
watched
movie.
it, yeah.
yeah, this guy was like playing baseball in a field of corn, and the constant phrase, okay, repeat, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
I believe that, like when Ivy anasema, if whatever she's going to do, kuna watu wanakuja tu kusikiza. You do the things you want.
Yeah.
There'll always be people who are willing to consume it
Yeah,
and will
there's-
enjoy it.
It's also like being true to yourself, because you just
Right.
can't do commercial. It will exhaust you.
Exactly.
Bye,
It will really exhaust you.
Yeah,
Like just
yeah.
like doing things that you don't have, a certain attachment to. It's nice because it gives you money, it keeps you busy, but like eventually it will tire you, and then it will start feeling like work. And when work starts feeling like work, it's bad.
You know,
It's a downhill from
that's
there.
something I was talking
Yeah.
about actually the other day. That if you're good at something, if you're really, really good at something, you don't have to monetize it.
Sure.
That's true. That's
you don't
very
have
true.
to because some things you do it because they make you happy.
Yeah.
Imagine,
Yeah.
let's say you are like a great cook, a really, really, really good cook. Unapika pale bash, wewe mtu wa kwanza unashika sufuria na watu wametii.
And
Na
a tea.
hujatumwa.
Yeah.
Hujatumwa. It's like something you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And then people are always like, yo, I'll go with this. You start cooking, like start like an online store or something, or like get a space, you start cooking. And then you do it, but after a while inaanza kuwa kitu you do for fun, you enjoy, inaanza kuwa kazi.
Yeah.
Inaanza kuwa, oh, this is work, I have to do this now. I have to wake up every morning, make this, and one day I'm gonna, because if you're in the kitchen alone, you fuck up, it's your fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's true.
Unakubaliana nayo. But can it be sasa, you fuck up and that's it. You need to
It's a mess,
siku
yeah.
imeenda.
You get really depressed also because you
Yeah.
put so much work and effort into it, and then just not seeing it how it's supposed to be in your head. It's just it's bad. It's terrible.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, you start to resent the thing you're doing
Yeah, the burnout.
because it's no longer bringing inakuletea stress instead of fun, instead of happiness.
It gives you money, but it doesn't give you satisfaction. It doesn't give you joy. It's just something that you put out just because.
And then like 2 years down the line, people asking, wow, Waguthi used to love to cook, what happened?
Yeah.
Siku hizi atakangi hata kusikia story.
Yeah.
Question though, like speaking of goals, yeah, we've talked about the goals like we're looking forward to and whatnot, but over the years when people usually set their own resolutions and whatnot, they're those ones that just you write them down but unapata ilikupita.
Yeah.
How do you have like that resolution guilt, like, oh man, I never worked on this, manze I feel, oh my god, those things of, for example, maybe let me use your example of like wanting to join radio or whatever, or maybe start a podcast or something. You're like 2020 and it turns a podcast, then corona happened and then you forgot about that, you started getting other jobs, and then entirely like it just faded away. And then later on when you're doing your recap for the year, or if you write things down and you go back to your notebook, you're like, oh shit, nilikuwa na plan ya kwanza podcast. For me, I feel guilty sometimes. Most of the time I feel guilty, but I never know what to do with the guilt, because sometimes you're like, at this point hata nikianza kufanya it's too late. Maybe this phase has faded out. How do you deal with that, both of you?
Mimi naanza.
Wacha nianze. So me, I think people evolve and every day we learn new things. So whatever I said to do in January, I'll meet someone in February who will change my mindset, niachane na nayo kitu, or it will just fade away. If I wanted to do furniture and I was so passionate, I start doing it, then I start seeing somewhere else which is a better channel, maybe better man, I don't know. Because somehow maybe it's bigger than the goal you wanted, or it's better, which is allowed. But kama niyo unasema ya mazina regrets kuifanya, oh my god,
I know.
Maybe you are just swamped with a lot of work. I don't know, sometimes life happens and some things you just sahau, but if it was passionate to you, you will come back and start doing it again. If you are truly passionate about it, you'll start it.
I'm about to add on his point. I feel like as an adult, you have to prioritize a lot of things. So as much as you have things that you planned to do in the year, you have to figure out how they work out in your actual like adult schedule. Like you have to pay bills, you have to do this. Maybe the thing that you wanted to put out was a passion project.
Right.
And as much as it's very important to you, you have to figure out, do I want to do that and be hungry? Do I want to feel good for a moment? It has to plan out. Like it has to plan out in a schedule. And that's the problem is balancing the schedule to fit everything that you want. And I don't think there's ever any person that has ever done everything on their list. Like I don't think, unless you're Superman. And even then, he couldn't even get, a girlfriend. He was very late to the season, so he wasn't doing so well.
Yikes. Superman in the mud.
It's true though.
You imagine being the most powerful man in the universe.
You
can't pull babes, man. It's terrible.
With those shiny glasses.
You ain't got no chat, bro.
He doesn't even go to the club, Mazi.
It has to align in your actual adult schedule, and that's the problem, is now balancing that to fit everything in, and that's a struggle that everybody I feel has. But for me, I don't know, I never feel guilty, because when I make my plans every year, I normally don't give myself a timeline unless it's something very urgent. I don't give myself a timeline that this year has to be, so that I stress myself out and spread myself thin the whole year. No, I always tell myself, okay, I want to do this okay, what are the steps I can do now, and what are the steps that can wait? That's just how I plan myself. So it's easier for me. It makes it easier for me to do my everyday job and focus on something else that I want to do with time.
Yeah, actually, to add on her point, do you guys hear that?
It's a thread.
Do you guys hear that?
What?
The passage of time.
I knew it.
Exactly.
Shut it
Time on top of being free, again, I just like to point out time is free. Don't buy a fucking watch. On top of being free, it is
being-
infinite.
I have a watch on the set, actually.
Except me,
Except you.
because I know time is free.
Don't.
Is it though?
Yes, it is. Time is free. No, we can't get into this now because we had a whole episode nearly spent time Nikki make this rant. Time is free. But anyway, on top of being free, it's also infinite. You have nothing but time. You could set a goal for this year and for one reason or the other, or manage.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping you from saying, okay, new year, clean slate, we go again.
Yeah.
We always go again. Kimani Marugi alienda shule akiwa 85. Ilikuwa class 1. Mans didn't know how to read and write. Alikuwa kwa hiyo class na watoto wako 7. Na all he had was time. Na akaamua I'm gonna make use of it.
Right.
So even you don't have to feel guilty because a resolution is something you're gonna do. As long as you're alive, you have the chance to do it. A goal is something you want to achieve. As long as you're alive, you have the chance to achieve it. The only time would stop when you can get in the dirt. That's it. Other than that, ukona all the time in the world to do whatever you want. Ukitaka kuwa astronaut, good for you. It might take a longer time than most goals, but okay, keep at it to try fikia too.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
again, it's all about time. As long as you have the time to do something, you can do it. Guys start careers in their 40s, in their 50s. People do one thing until like 45, then they transition to something that makes them happier.
Right.
As long as uko na time unaweza fanya kitu yote. So say feel guilty because hukufanya kitu. You'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, but I also feel like there's also like the fear of failure. Like when you want to do something really, really badly, but then you're not sure how, if you'll do it well. You have all these doubts that people will receive it well, even if it was just a passion project. You obviously want like 1-2 people to just like resonate with your content and resonate with whatever it is you're doing.
Yes.
But then you have all these fears that what if I do it and I'll have wasted my time, or it's not to my standard, because you also set superficial standards to ourselves.
Yeah.
Like you want to be like, I want to join radio, but I want to join Kiss. You don't want to start with
Jambo Radio, Radio
yeah,
Jambo.
just like the random radio
Jambo na kina
station.
Mbusi na Lion.
Yeah, you want to like
Get a
start
radio.
and start big, and that's the problem. Like we just don't want to, because that means like we have equated that to meaning like you've failed.
Right.
Like if you're good enough, you could have been called for Kiss or Homeboys or just a big station. So yeah, I think it's also a fear of failure. When you're an adult, I think everything just, when you're a kid and you're carefree, everything is just so, you feel so nice doing everything. But when you're an adult, you don't want to have spent so much time just to feel inadequate in some way.
Me, I believe there are 2 types of failure. There's failure. Imekataa. Try something different. Na baadhi kuna vitu zi ukataa.
Yeah, it's true.
Kuna time unaweza anza busy katae.
It's true.
Na si eti ni kitu mbaya kitu kufail. This means you have an opportunity to try something else. That's failure.
My
Imekataa.
employment.
And then there's feedback failure. Feedback failure, and you learn something. So let's say you want to start a podcast, and then you've done like 20 episodes, you're not seeing any traction. And then you learn like, okay, the reason I didn't get traction was A, B, C, D, E. When you go back to do it again, now you know A, B, C, D is what I'm not supposed to do. That's feedback failure. And you can fail 99 times. With everything, you just need to succeed once.
But that's the thing. Who has time to wait for 99 times?
Patience. That's the thing.
Patience.
Patience is important.
You never know.
I know it's very important, but again, I'm going to put this in context as an adult. You are literally on your last straw, right? Everything is not working out. It's very easy to give up. And I know people will be like, motivational speakers will come and tell you, oh, you should have waited longer. But you've waited for so long.
But actually, yeah, we did a whole episode about that. Nakumbuka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very
Giving up is allowed.
It's allowed
kabisa.
when you know you've done everything and there's nothing that could have been done to save it. But if you know that, if you believe in it, I guess you can go on. Because you never know. That's the thing. It's just a luck thing.
Yeah.
Like you could do one thing differently, and then everybody will be like, and then you could do it differently. Then another bunch will be like, wow, I like this now. So I don't know. You just have to figure out
It's like
when is
Naiboy.
enough.
Naiboy, when he used to be Rapdamu,
yeah.
people weren't fucking with him like that. Then he rebranded to Naiboy, and everybody was like, what?
Kwanza
And you
Naiboy-
see, he also
This
put in a lot of work as
Okay.
Naiboy. He had to come out with projects almost every week
Yeah.
for people to be like, oh, this is the same guy. Because they thought it was a completely new, like people thought it was a completely new artist. And
Yeah.
then they were
The
like,
importance
oh,
of
you
rebranding.
cannot be serious.
Yeah.
The importance of
Same
rebranding.
guy. It just, I feel like you just have to know when enough is enough for you personally. Like how much more can you take? Because I feel like there are people who have patience and they can wait.
Actually,
And
especially
there are
in the
guys who
content game.
really, yeah.
As a content creator, we did a whole episode about this. Inafikinga point where, as in, the cow
Get
refuse.
tired. Yeah.
Ngamia imechoka.
in this journey of DJing, MGM, how long have you waited?
But
You
yeah,
know,
that's
some
good.
people
Yeah.
think some people think you just appeared from nowhere.
ati
Please tell us your-
mapiano ilianza
Please tell us your
ati hata mi
story.
nikaanza ai hakuna kitu
Because
kama
You've been
hiyo.
doing it for a minute.
Yeah, for a minute, and we've played everything with Ivy, Niger, dancehall. We even play them, but it's not like
It's not
we
your
can't-
niche. Your niche is literally
it's just
yeah.
it's just my niche. It's just something I fell in love with on the way. But we started with
Every other
waiting,
thing.
unapewa
Yeah.
a guest set for nothing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the DJ says, "Let me buy you lunch," and you
Whoa.
want to do that 2-hour set or 3
Yeah.
hours. I don't know. But yeah, it's just that consistency, manze, and you don't give up.
Yeah, but
You never know when your time will come.
Mm.
But when it comes, wow.
yeah.
it comes and it pours. It rains
Yeah.
and it pours.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you did your thing.
What's her name? Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Ooh, yeah.
Lizzo was
Lizzo has a
10 years
beautiful
She's
deep
a
in the
good
game.
success story. She's
Oh
a really
my
beautiful
God,
She was 10
success
years
story.
deep in the game. Imagine being in the game for 10 years waiting for your shot. Alafu unacheki every other time.
Yeah.
Like guys are coming in.
They get deals. They get good deals. God
And you're putting in the
deals.
effort. And then when you finally make it, you make it like number one hits.
It's terrible.
Number one album.
It's not terrible. It's a good thing. Like, but you feel so terrible along the way because you're like, am I not good enough? What are they doing different? It's you have to know enough. What enough for you is like enough for you. You have to know when like to stop and when to not give up.
And it's okay to give up. Sometimes
Yeah.
life it's not the same for everybody.
Yeah.
You might stop and go on a different path, and that was what was meant for you. So I have a question for all of you. Is there one goal you ever set for yourself au kufikia na una regret kabisa? Azina ni swali legit. Tell the people what they want to hear.
Oh my God.
Susana.
Mimi.
Anza tu.
Oh damn. Yes. The goal exactly. Niseme ni gani?
Yeah.
I could expose nayo. Okay. So
Nothing you say will be
Dun,
used
dun,
against
dun.
I always wanted to do a short film. A short film on the story of just being a DJ, the whole journey. I wanted to incorporate my DJ friends because we are we're very familiar with this story.
Yeah, the struggle is real.
The struggle is hella
very
real.
familiar, yeah.
Kwanza, like when you do alternative genres, like back in the day, at least nowadays people are more receptive to
Yeah.
different kind of genres thanks to the media and whatnot. But and apps like digital apps like TikTok, because they help people discover new music each and every day. But back in the day, man, I remember my first gig ever when I was in campus, and umeitwa club fulani uko Thika. And then you're trying ati unajaribu kuachanua, unachezea Afro House, unachezea sijui mikasa. Manager anakuja anakuambia wewe wacha kile weka Vibes Cartel. Yani the humility, like the humble pie.
The Vibes ni legend.
No, Vibes ni legends katai, but una get your transition.
Yeah.
So you're just like, wow, so mpaka unaambia basi wacha hii song iishe, juu siwezi tu switch. Hapana, switch saa hizi. Saa hizo club imejaa, it's a fucking Friday.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to tell that story because I'm really into film and I want to do that like maybe my role would have been like maybe in the creative direction and in production part. And I didn't do that and I felt guilty. I still feel guilty and I feel like now talking about it right now, I'm kind of putting a gun to my head to like, don't forget about this. You have to do this.
We have fans who are gonna hold you accountable.
I know,
Yeah.
guy.
Witnesses.
These are the guys who always like, DM, is you okay? How are gigs going? What wanakujali?
Which is a
Thank
good
you.
thing. I
Yeah,
feel
compliment
like
you,
we've
yeah.
come a really long way to the
Yeah.
point where, as in, people are actually asking about their DJs. You know, Jack Tambo, you just used to be, ni DJ Mfalme fine, 22. You don't even care if you just want him to show up. You don't care if he's sick.
Right.
But
that's
now
true.
people are very, it's a very personal experience, especially for you, like who does more intimate gigs. It's a very good experience to just know that people actually care for you, not just about your skill.
Yeah.
It's very
as a
beautiful, it's beautiful.
person, yeah.
Plus that means they actually like fuck with you properly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Ngoja
Imagine.
COVID ishe. Mbona hivi kirock crowd yose 10k. Mnamjua ni nani?
Walai.
yeah.
So hey, nishajiseti, so I'm working towards that. I will when I get the time and funds. Donations are welcome. Sponsorship is welcome.
Sponsors, please.
sponsorship.
If you're 55, drive a BMW,
Yeah.
na you're separate from your wife, your 2
Guy,
kids are in peponi,
not that
na
kind
uko na
of
pesa mingi sana.
If you
If
have
you're
disposable income and you don't know what to do
Do
with
with
it,
it.
here's
Ah,
an idea.
yes. Also,
I
that,
think you
yeah.
prefer mine.
I kind of do.
I mean, it's also okay. I mean,
okay.
at this point, if you're 55, you've made enough money, you have
Yeah.
disposable income
Yeah.
that is just literally
Sipatia mtu
sitting in your
atakula
bank.
fare.
Sipatie mtu atakula fare.
Plus, you know, the trend nowadays.
So yeah, what about
guys?
yours?
Okay, for me, it's basically saving up to buy my own gear. That's the one thing I still regret until today. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But nimesema 2021 aki.
What's the difference between having your own gear and like getting gear like at the gig?
It's simpler, it's easier for you. That's what you've practiced with.
And the
That's what
practice,
you're
you
that's
get
what
Okay,
you
trust
know.
me,
Yeah.
honestly,
So you
nilikuwa
go to
najua-
another place, it's like your home radio system is a Sony, whatever.
The
Na umezoea
familiarity
hiyo, it
is
takes
different.
USB card,
Yeah.
it takes
Kila kitu.
aux. Then you go to someone else's place, then akona karedio yenye haina hata USB na nini. So there's that difference, and you're told to play with that one. So hiyo transition inakwanga mbaya. And
Lakini
then
side
sometimes
note,
the
manze,
club might
kama-
nyamaza because now you're trying to connect laptops. So it's easier with your own gear. You practice more, you have more output in terms of content, music or whatever. So that's basically that's one thing I want to do.
I wanted to big him up for if there's any DJ who will use anything to play, it's MGM. Like, even when you're talking to about MGM with other DJs, like, hey, lakini MGM manze, yeye ucheza na anything. Hata ukileta tu radio umwambie, acheze radio na flashlight, he'll play with anything. Kama kuna mtu anajua conform,
Yeah.
ni yeye, and that's such a good
Yeye ni
thing.
mse malleable.
Ni
Flexibility.
mse flexible
Flexible,
sana, yeah. That's
Una
a good thing.
una bend to any
I
situation.
stand. I
Lazima
stand.
because it's your time. Na imefika. You need to play.
That's the mark
Play.
of a true professional by
That's
the
true.
way. Sana
Yeah,
adapt.
Hey,
Yeah.
play.
Kuna DJ atakuja na masharti na hata
Na
na hata
wako.
kwa plug in
Wako.
on a public holiday.
Hey, we hold
Unaplay na nini?
superstars.
Yeah.
Sichezi.
Wanakaa
playing.
na vitu zao.
But like, I wish
Ama
you
anakaa
guys,
kitu yake.
I wish you guys the best to a point where you really don't have to worry about gear anymore. 'Cause
Thank you.
I know, like an artist, generally, even a DJ is an artist at this point. An artist, gear is very important, and it's very expensive, but it's very important because it just gives you like that personal feel, like you really like it's your craft, so you have to have gear. Like so I wish you
it's true.
the best to a point where you don't have to worry about gear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But it also makes like practicing on your craft easier.
Much easier,
Much
yeah.
easier. Because
Mm.
you
Plus
can
you
wake up
better
and
feel
do
comfortable.
that shit every day. Baka like when you're called, just like, alright, cool, me, I'm done.
You can do it
I'm
in your
ready.
sleep.
Yeah.
Like you already
In
know
your
exactly
sleep.
what I'm gonna push this now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn this now.
Yeah.
But again, lazima uko
Yeah.
comfortable. Si hata Sauti Sol alikataa gig juu ya stage.
Lakini hiyo yao.
Sasa sijui kama ni the
this will
same
just take a very
situation.
bad tangent.
which we are looking at.
Hey,
We're looking at
tunaangalia
that
tu.
tangent like this with one
Yeah.
eye.
let's save that for another day because yeah.
Tuseme tu
The one thing I
preference.
regret, honestly, and it's not something like vile nimesema time ni infinite, ina flow too. It's something I know I'm gonna go back to. It's because I was teaching myself how to produce music back in the day, and I stopped, and then just life gets in the way, and I never restarted.
Ooh.
So that's something I always regret. Ningeendelea sasa ningekuwa because that's like what 3 years ago. Like if I just kept at it, I'd be making like
tunes.
nilikuwa na produce hivi ma EP hapa sasa hivi.
Um,
Because I always have
That'd
the
be
ear for
nice,
it.
really. Do you have a
Taka
podcast
produce.
and like a music production,
Yeah, 'cause
film production? That's really
The intro from season 1, 2, and 3, like, the intro music. I'm the one who made it.
oh wow. Okay.
So I'll go back, but that I know I'll go back. So like it's really any, and the longer you stay out, the opportunity cost. Because the more I stay without doing it, the more opportunities are missing.
Yeah.
The better I could have been 3 years in right now. If I've started sizey, I would have been 3 years in if I continued. But at the end of the day, I know I'm gonna go back to it. So, but na feel then gather to your time.
Yeah.
what do you
see.
regret?
I don't think there's a particular thing that I regret, but the thing I would say that like haunts me to date is just letting fear get the best of me. Like just in terms of doing anything, even it could be anything random, like being in my friend's show, or like just anything, like being more productive on social media, or just anything in general. I just feel like if I wasn't so afraid of doing some things, I would have been at a much better position to have actualized my immediate dream, which is to join radio, because I feel like I'm very outgoing, but I'm also very shy.
So you have the radio voice.
Yeah, I'm very outgoing, but I'm also very shy. So like now, what like in the middle of that is like the fear. Like, because I also like my privacy, and I feel like the problem with entering mainstream media is you're gonna be denied your privacy a lot, even when you don't want to have to be that exposed. It's just gonna happen. So that's also another thing that I really hate about it, but it is what it is.
Privacy, like if like Ivy, if Ivy's at a gig, if she's playing, I can't even talk to Ivy until after the gig is done. Kila mtu aende
Kwa kazi.
Hivi kwa Uber hivi ndio mnaongea.
ndio tunaongeanga. Ama when Ivy anambia sawa, let's just leave bus, we go do something else. Because when you're in the show, if you're at the gig, Ivy akishamaliza set, everybody's there. Ivy, let's take a selfie. Ivy, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. And even me,
especially this guy. Kwanza, this guy comes to my events. Ivy, that's Safari. Like, yeah, that's wow. I thought the attention was coming this side, but yeah, that's Safari.
and that's the thing.
Wow.
Me, I'm not used to people like knowing me. I'm not used to people knowing me. So me, I'm just chilling.
It's very awkward, like when you get that encounter.
Safari, I love your podcast. I'm like,
wow.
Although he says thank you.
I know. Yeah.
It's always so shocking, right? So you're like,
And then you just
wow,
take
you
a picture,
listen.
like,
But then we've never gotten used to it.
And you know me, I'm not like she's more of a public figure than me. So yeah, the look. Sindio.
But she's a babe, so obviously.
Yeah, there's that. It's like, you know,
Me half the time ukiniona huko nje. Please, au kuniona.
Well, that's
and see me.
And see me,
Like,
please.
The thing with people is that if you're in the kind of, and I'm putting this in quotes, if you're in the public space, or you're a public figure, or you're a celebrity in quotes, like people don't know when to accord you your privacy.
True.
Because they feel like just because you've put yourself out there, you have to be ready for us 24/7. You have to let us tell you. You have to receive my unsolicited opinions.
Even
you
in
have
the
to.
washroom.
Everything is just intertwined with your craft.
Hey,
Even your
gosh.
personal space, your personal life. Everything is just in the public. So it's a very. That's for me. That was a problem for me. Like I was like, am I really comfortable with letting people in that much? Like, is it a thing I have to do, or can I just like?
And then like getting to that point of where you draw the line, the boundaries of appreciating the people who love my craft.
Yeah.
Because I have a hard time calling people fans.
Yeah.
So people who enjoy my craft. And then also like okay, now time imeisha, I need to go and now do Ivy shit, you know. So like even in the washroom, like the way Jim here was speaking chini ya maji. Manze, you get into the washroom like this, oh my god, you're the DJ. So either you're pressed, you really want to pee.
And you still have to have to be kind, and you have to be like, oh my gosh, thank you for that.
But I have to pee.
Utaanza kuambia watu wacheni
Like you
kunisumbua.
see, the thing is, you're gonna say that, and then they're gonna be like, oh, but she's so rude.
Right.
Oh, she's
But
so
then
entitled.
utaambia,
That's
leave me
the
alone.
thing.
Then
Like,
next thing,
guys,
yeah.
don't even when you set boundaries.
Utasikia IG. Hi Edgar. You know this
That's
DJ?
the problem.
You know this
Even
is
when you
so
set
good.
boundaries, guys don't know
I
that like the boundary means it's a boundary. It's not like a
literally-
thin line. It's a boundary. Like you
literally
have
had
to
somebody
understand.
wait for me to finish peeing. Walikuwa hapo kwa
That is so
mlango.
uncomfortable.
You know, this
What
is
if you wanted to take a dump?
Also,
Watangoja.
like taking a dump in the club is shady, but you see, what if you want
Nasikia mtu nje
It
akisema,
happens though. Like what if you ate something and it just wasn't
haribikia idea?
Yeah.
Maybe like
unasikia tu
Java.
or you ate before you went to the club, and then you go to the club and it's just a mess. You're like, oh my god. Like 3 drinks in, you're like, oh wow.
Imekataa.
What if you need to puke?
The car was
You need
refused.
to puke.
Yeah,
That
what
was
if you need to
refused.
puke?
Like you're puking and then someone is up there with their phone.
And
They're
then
like,
you know your
oh,
puke face is
nampiga
so
picha.
bad. Do you know how puke face looks like? Like after umeshamaliza,
terrible.
you look terrible.
Then you have to wash your face. Yeah.
Yes, not
You look
everywhere.
dehydrated. You look
look
raggedy. You look like how you'd look when you've just been for like you've gone to like like a really far place, like
Breaking
uko
Bad episode.
inside Rongai huko ndani umepeleka huko.
What does that mean?
Watu wa Rongai wamekufanyia nini?
What's that supposed to mean?
Watu wa
Very
Rongai.
raggedy. I wouldn't
Mimi
want-
ni MC wa Rongai, please. please.
Sorry. So and then someone's just like, oh my god, I watch you on YouTube. And I'm like, thank you, but like I'm really trying to pee. Yeah, so it's very hard. MJ, what's your bathroom experience? I'm very eager.
yangu sinajua the
But
way
for guys,
the way
guys are
gents
cool,
gents
man.
inakwanga
MCC
zinakwanga
poa.
kwa wall hivi so unaenda tu ukienda tu hapa hivi unasikia niajibuda
Umeweza.
I mean, like, you know, girls don't know how to set away emotion.
Yeah. But I
and,
love that.
and
also.
reality. Because let me tell you, girls' washrooms are what are the self-esteem you need
Yep.
in your life.
Very true. Oh my god.
Like
yes.
you go there, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, that guy doesn't treat you well. Leave him.
Oh my god, your makeup, babe, your
better,
makeup looks
better,
so good, babe.
Oh my
Your
gosh,
dress
baby,
is
you look so
fire.
nice.
Your
What
dress is
lipstick is
fire.
that? Like that is the best self-esteem.
Can I borrow
booster.
your lipstick? I just need touch up mine.
Yeah, that is the best. That is like not that's a problem. Like they don't know how to differentiate you as
Wanaume
an artist
wanaangalianga
and you as a
mbele.
person.
Unaambia ni aje. Ni usiri ni hapa.
hiyo tu
Hiyo tu.
hata mwangaliani
Let's
la
even go to the
Unaangalia
loo
mbele.
together. So you can
Unaangalia tu.
imagine. There's literally
Unaangalia
no
mbele.
personal space in a girl's washroom. So
Now I have a question. Do you guys consider bucket lists as like the fun side of resolutions?
I do.
Yeah?
definitely because my bucket list is like traveling. I need to eat this food this
Right.
year. I need to try octopus as in fun stuff that you need to do.
I feel like a bucket list is like the
But it's
the
more fun.
It's a fun version of
Yeah.
Resolutions, yeah?
resolutions.
Yeah.
Because it's still what you want to achieve in resolutions, but
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What
Like
are
you
your
don't just set
like-
yourself on things that you're gonna monetize, on things that you're SG. It's something that
It's just things for yourself.
It's just
For
things
experience.
that like,
Yeah.
for your own experience. So yeah.
What
It's a
are
fun
what
way.
are what are on your bucket list? Just like you can do like top 5 or top 3 if 5 is too much.
I'm just gonna say one.
Okay.
I have to go to Chengdu, China, and watch Royal Never Give Up play in the
Ooh,
arena.
okay.
Nice.
That's it. I have to go watch RNZ play in the arena in Chengdu. That's all I. You know, number one on my bucket list. Hizo vitu zingine ni sawa tu, but still that nikiachieve that mnipeleke mbinguni sasa.
Hiyo ni so specific. Yeah, ni so
I like that.
specific. Hiyo ni
Yeah,
kali
specific.
Chengdu.
That's very specific. Although mine is actually almost
Really
the
curly.
same because I want to attend. Okay, it's football related, but I have to watch a World Cup game. Like, that's just something that I have to do.
But see, the rotation
then-
should hit Africa soon. Yeah, the rotation should hit Africa in like the next 8 years. See,
which
it
is
rotates.
I'd be perfectly managed to do it. So yeah, and then I also have to go to the Emirates and watch an Arsenal game.
Gotea uzito.
That is
Gotea uzito.
specifically.
Arsenal. Yeah,
I
I mean,
really want to watch either North London Derby or United Arsenal.
Kwanza
It
Arsenal
has,
City
I have
kesho.
to watch it. Yeah, it's
But by the time this comes out, tutakuwa imepita. I hope to lose to those fuckers. I hope. I hope to
let me not say we are not gonna lose, but like
Hata mimi naomba tu.
let's just be honest.
Pray to the shrine of Arteta.
Let's just be, unless William starts, we're good.
Okay, yeah. William,
Unless he starts, we're good.
tuombe mama Uba apone.
I don't think he's gonna play tomorrow though.
Obama yang.
I don't think he's gonna play
Okay.
tomorrow.
But Laka ako sawa. Anyway, easy podcast ya ball masi.
Let's
Mine is mainly travel based, so I'd like to go to akinmesa huko ni Asia, but sijui inaitwaje. Thailand.
Niko bucket list.
No.
Bangkok.
No, huko huko
Bali, nice.
Bali.
Bangkok ni very innuendo-ish.
And the second one, I have to experience a roller coaster. Yeah,
Nice.
a nice real roller coaster.
An original one.
Yeah, hiyo
Very
kweli.
good.
Si ya hapa si banana hapa Kiambu Road hiyo inaitwa. Si hata banana ride.
Start local.
Anzia hapa.
Support local.
Go step by step.
Mimi, I want to test drive a Ferrari because of my love for speed. Like, I just want to have like a track to myself and do rounds and like,
So before you do that,
Yeah.
utuachie bank account pin,
Yeah. Just give us
everything
your details.
just before.
Do you know if Kenya was a functioning country ungefanya hiyo kitu Machakos?
Kitambo
Yeah.
sana.
According to hiyo kitu tulisikia sijui miaka ngapi, mimi nilisikia hiyo story.
But I feel like as a country we have so much potential, but we just have we have mismanagement of everything. Like,
yeah.
2 billion.
No, but
Everything is just
potential
terrible.
liko, but I don't think it's a priority manze. F1 mi sioni kani priority sahi. Any pesa mob.
2 billion a day.
Tungetumia something else.
Yeah,
Build
but again-
something else. I don't know. Yeah, it may
Imagine
just
it
be-
is. You know, you underestimate how. Do you know, like, we're a really good country for what, motorsports or rallies?
Actually, yeah,
Safari
Safari
rally,
Rally
and-
was supposed to be last year, but COVID
yeah, but it
cancelled.
was like we're really we have so much potential, but we just it's terrible. Like what our leaders
I think Safari Rally this year.
have made us
We have to go.
be very content with like just substandard everything. So
You know the problem with giving people something, and I believe that's the logic our leaders have, is when you give people shit, they start to expect shit. So you'd rather not give them anything. Now
That's
back your
true.
kid, nothing is the standard
Nothing is
nothing.
happening. Yeah.
or don't give them shit, because when you give them shit, that means they will know better.
Exactly.
And
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Wanaanza ku expect vitu. If you do something good for them once, they'll be like, why don't you always do this for us?
Yeah.
Like if you can do this time in a mansion, you can do this every time. So waswana more, you know what? Let's give them nothing. You see expect anything.
Right.
Yeah, but also Kenyans are very content with just, shit, literally. Because we know they're going to do nothing. But every election year, we keep saying this, we keep doing this. It's something that they have actually done. We're just going to complain online the whole period towards election. And then election period will come and we'll have the same candidates and they'll still get the same seats and everything is the same. So
And with that, to transition to the first music break of a new season, a new year. Ivy, it's time for you to chocha.
Cheza kama wewe.
It's time for the music break. And we're back from the music break. Ivy amechocha. And so to finish this episode, we're going to do something a bit different. Because it's the first episode of the year. So natakuza kila mtu hapa, including mwenye ametujoin.
Hi guys. Hi.
Finest.
How are you?
Hi. Eye candy. Mfurahie. Si kila siku mnione mimi.
You
I feel
live
like
from
at this
Thailand.
point, no one is looking at us.
Yeah,
Sasa
that's
macho
it.
zote zinaenda
It's
It
okay.
will be- whether ukiniangalia say what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Is you for
But
real?
hata sijauliza swali. Yeah, so the question I had was what advice would you give to anybody who's struggling with their goals and resolutions for this year or like in perpetuity?
Can I start?
Answer.
Be patient with yourself. Sometimes just the way you said, we have expectations, and once we don't meet them, we feel like we failed. But it's just like you wanted to start, but you wanted to start really high.
Yeah.
So be patient with yourself. Don't mind starting low. You always have to start from somewhere. Some people start high, some people don't, and that's okay. But rest assured, with consistency, you will get there. Best believe. Yeah.
Be realistic. Actually, it's more of Ivy's point.
Yeah.
Just be realistic with yourself, because sometimes we want big things, but we've put in 2%. So you have to be realistic with yourself and tell yourself, okay, for example, if I want to start like a music production or studio or something, you have to be very realistic with yourself and tell yourself, okay, you won't start at a go and get all the equipment at a go. You're going to start very small and going to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to get microphones and then I'm going to get something else. Just very, very realistic, because the minute you set exceptional standards or expectations are very, very high, you'll be very disappointed very quickly. So yeah, just be realistic with yourself.
Well, both you two have really strong points, and mine is just to say hard work. Just put in the work. I think if I pray for something and I wish for something, it is 22 and I wish for something, I can wish it every day, but
We are
I need
manifesting.
to put
Manifest
all you can,
manifesting and you're lining our
manifest
chakras.
alafu umelala tu hivi Netflix the whole day, man.
There is no
It's a
manifestation
sensation.
without preparation.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
simple.
true.
You cannot
Yeah,
manifest something without being prepared for it.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
man.
Always
So
have to
just
say, I just
put
want to go
in
do
the
something.
work.
I saw a tweet some time back about a guy tweeted that Nairobi women can manifest and actually have something as they manifest.
But Nairobi women are some of them hardworking. Wewe, they
Yes.
go for what
It
they
depends.
want.
What kind
No,
of
like-
manifesting is it? Like,
Mi najua mambo not.
because I could manifest to my boyfriend, I want a new phone.
Wewe manifest
Hiyo
tu.
hiyo unamwambia.
And then I could manifest and say, okay, by this year, I'll want a new phone for myself. Like, those are two different things.
It's like
Yeah.
guys who manifest at this year manifesting a holiday in Coast.
Yeah.
And then they go to their
Alishalipa.
parents' beach house. what are you manifesting?
ama alikuwa ashalipa.
Ulisha book ticket.
So your manifestation imeenda
or
tu
I would
hivyo.
say that, and then like an internet stranger would be like, "Oh, okay, let me grant you your wish."
But the internet stranger, if you're
just-
listening,
it happens.
if you're listening, please after Mimi.
No, but you are like Mr. Fly Your Girl.
Doesn't
Yeah.
mean Mr.
By the way,
Internet
simetuambia
strangers.
Lucia, aka, by the
That
way.
only works for women. Sorry.
I got a fat ass.
Hey.
By the way, Hafare needs to bust it down for us.
please.
Is-
Hey. I would just like to point out.
You just said you have a fat ass. Show us.
Oi.
Oh wow.
No, that's ilikuwa in jest. But
Sure.
again, I just like to point out that Chero
like,
Murgon
this is funny.
ni criminal.
He has a
There's a
fat ass.
bounty
At-
on her head.
At this point,
There's a bounty on her head.
Hafare versus our
anybody
lovely
wants-
guest. Let's see who can bust it
Wewe.
better.
Wewe.
In fact,
Wewe. Hey.
big booty,
Niko na madiji wawili hapa.
big
Wanaweza
booties
chocha.
matter.
I just put the red lights and like some disco lights. Yeah.
Hey, I volunteer.
Niko na
Popping.
200
The hell, was it?
nitatoa.
I'm having so much fun, man.
Yeah, hatujauliza guest what they would
No.
advise someone.
Oh, me, see,
Oh, yeah.
hata nimalize tu.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, for me ni kitu very simple. Be kind to yourself.
Right.
Hata kama things don't work out the way you expect, don't beat yourself up. Kila kitu na time yake maze.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't plan the right way. Maybe you go back to the drawing board. Maybe it isn't something that was meant for you. But the most important thing is to be kind to yourself. Just because you failed doesn't mean you are a failure. That's something you need to understand.
So hard.
Bars.
Bars, nigga.
You don't know nothing
You know nothing about that. What you know about bars, nigga?
Yeah, so just be kind to yourself. And yeah. Jibambe, keyword ni ujibambe. Have fun while doing it.
Kujibamba
maze.
ni
That's very
constant. Yeah.
And,
Expectations. No, wait. It is resolutions are temporary.
yeah.
Fun
Yeah.
is constant.
Ai. Hii dunia kuna vitu tatu constant. Tatu peke yake. Starehe, sherehe na anasa za dunia.
Wow.
Hata taxes si
Then
constant.
taxes.
Hata taxes siko. Mimi najua tu.
Sorry, having a fat ass.
So una evade taxes.
Bars. That's hella
Got your story?
shady.
Mimi najibamba. I love it.
Shady.
So yeah. And
Our guest.
with that revelation,
Our guest, dude.
oh
Wow.
guy,
Where are your manners?
Imagine.
you know I had to look away the whole time. Don't get
It's
distracted.
because the beauty is blinding him.
I had to look away this east side when square distracted because nikiangalia pale nitacha tu
You ramble.
ndaanza kudroll mazi.
Piano.
Piano.
It's actually piano.
Yeah, it's piano.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so my name is Vanessa.
Hi.
Oh my
I am a
god.
teacher by profession. Msishtuke.
Ooh-wee.
Mimi ni teacher.
Unafundishana nini?
Mimi ni teacher wa Montessori. Yes. Yes. Teacher by day. Publicist by night.
That is really. See, Nairobi babes are getting money this year. Like,
Manze.
actually, not even.
Si ndo
this year.
tumesota tu.
Like when they're saying manifest and you put in the work, please put in the work. Yeah. Yeah.
But then you guys in audio have no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce mara ya kwanza?
2021, that's how we roll.
Yeah, that's how it rolled by the way. So yeah.
Catch up.
Una catch up, unaingia kwa umeendanga.
I think maybe no, she's your disclaimer. What I figure out by themselves.
Go figure.
Go figure.
Go figure.
And with that figure of speech, we're done with episode 1 of season 4. Thank you for all our guests. See you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye bye.